Hello, my name is Bola Desilu. Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Caroline Solomon, our current NTID president.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to join you today.
Soon, you will have completed one full academic year as our NTID president. Could you summarize what your experience has looked like so far?
Honestly, I think it's been a wonderful year. The community has been wonderful. They're warm and welcoming. And what I appreciate the most is they embrace change. The community was ready for change. And I'm very mindful of the pace of change. It hasn't been too drastic, but we are building the right infrastructure to allow that change to happen in a more sustainable way. That started with our NTID strategic journey, following the RIT strategic framework, and that includes all of our important stakeholders. Faculty and staff, students will be involved soon, our alumni association, our foundation board, our national advisory group, and I'm very much looking forward to everyone working together. I've been inspired by everyone this year. Everywhere I go on campus, I'm finding new gems, and there are so many gems on campus. I'm so proud of this community.
Awesome. Looking back on the past few months, which moment did you enjoy the most?
There's a few. I would have to say it starts with Applefest. The first week on campus, being able to see all of the different booths and activities, and also being able to walk through it with Dr. Bill Sanders. It was really a welcoming part for both me and Bill to the community, and it was very meaningful to me. Also, just the idea that your homecoming revolves around hockey. I was able to do the puck drop at the ASL hockey night, plus also being able to pitch at the ASL Deaf Culture Night at the Rochester Red Wings game. There's just been some events on campus and in the community that are very meaningful. I went to NSC. I was able to talk with students.
Wonderful. Looking back, what were you most surprised about?
I think what surprised me the most was how integrated NTID really is with RIT. We have different spaces all over campus. There's the support teams that are embedded in the different colleges. There's the RAD, SCC, and Wallace Library. I feel like NTID is everywhere. So if I have a meeting on the other side of campus and I have a break, I can go over to an NTID area because that's home. And I understand why students love flocking to those spaces. Plus, just the collaboration with the different RIT colleges, the enthusiasm. That's really what surprised me. But all of it has been good surprises.
What future opportunities excite you the most?
It's been a good year of listening and learning. And at the same time, it's time to get started with some things. As I mentioned, the NTID strategic journey is such an essential part. Just in fall when I arrived, people asked what my vision was. But it's not my vision, it's the community's vision. And so we had to get started with that NTID journey work right away to establish a plan for RIT NTID for the next decade. I'm also looking forward to what the AI task force can inform us as well. What the future of access technology is here at NTID.
Is there anything special you would like to share with the NTID alumni community?
I think I can tell you that I'm so impressed by all of you. Every city that I've visited, every alumni that I've met, I have truly been impressed. And it's remarkable to see how much you love this place and how much you give back. It's really an amazing community. And actually, one of my meetings with Bill, I said to him, I've been meeting some fabulous alumni, and he was asking questions about you because he wants to know about you. And I would say, really, you are a special community. You really are.
You know that alumni often look back on their old college days. Could you share your favorite memories of your college days? Memories that made you smile?
Well, I was a student athlete. I was on the swim team. And the swim team had some of their rituals, just like any other team or club. And there were a lot of stories about that, but one story that comes to mind I remember quite well. And I had mono my sophomore year of college. And that meant that I wasn't able to finish my swim season. I was kind of stuck. I wasn't allowed to swim in the championship, and I was pretty upset about it. And that was about February. We were actually at a meet with Yale. And back at that time, the system was a little primitive. So I had a blue light that would tell me to start the race. And my swim coach didn't want Yale to know that I wasn't going to be at the meet because they didn't want Yale to switch up their lineup. So my coach called the Yale coach and said, okay, do you have the strobe light set in place with the starting system for Carrie? And the Yale coach said, yes, sure, we have that ready for Carrie to compete. The team arrived at Yale. Now, I actually had a mother who grew up with a daughter on the Yale team, so I knew them very well. And that mother was looking around and recognized that I wasn't there. The Yale coach came up to my coach and asked where I was. My coach said I was in the locker room and that I was warming up, taking a shower to warm up. And by about halftime, the coach came up again and said, where's Carrie? And she said, don't worry, Carrie still has events. But that coach got a little suspicious. And at the end, my coach went over and said, I'm sorry, I just didn't want you to know that Carrie wasn't swimming because I was stuck at home with mono. Then again, we went to Yale and my coach called, making sure that Yale had the strobe lights ready. And they said, are we going to repeat the blue light special? And my coach said, no, Carrie is really coming this year. And I did show up. But that was just a fun story, a fun memory. I was also in the first cohort to graduate with my degree. It was a brand new degree when I arrived, environmental science and public policy. And at the time, I didn't know if I wanted to become an attorney or a scientist. So I saw this new program that combined both, and I thought, yes, great, that's what I want to do. So it was my junior year, and they had a junior seminar. And I went to Florida during my spring break. All of my cohort went, and my professor was fabulous, and we had many different activities. I have so many stories from that week alone, but I'll share those at another time.
Thank you for joining us. For more information about the alumni community, about events and news, please check our social media.